Hello Artsies, this is Mrs. B. Welcome to Umaarteng Penmanship. For today's video, we will be doing a small holiday wreath and also a border wreath. So made these 2 weeks ago, and today's video I will be showing you how to do these. I made this using watercolors and we will be doing calligraphy using a brush pen. Okay, for this tutorial, we will be using 300 GSM watercolor paper. We have also our Mungyo watercolor pen set. We have also 2 cups of water. We'll be using some tissue. I have here some round that I will be using for making the wreath for pattern. We also have masking tape. We have eraser and pencil. We have also 2 watercolor brushes. These are round pointy brushes. These are Kolinsky sable brush in sizes 2 and 4. We will be also using Pentel Fude Touch for our calligraphy, and we will be also using Uniball White Gel Pen. Okay, so we have all materials ready and let's start. Okay, so to start our wreath, okay, like this, we will be using a pattern. You can get any circle or round that you have. Not too small but not too big. Okay, depends on the size of the paper that you will be using. So I am using 3H pencil here with me. Make sure that you make your circle really light but you can see it, so that it will be your guide for the wreath. Okay, so we will be starting painting. So we will be painting the wreath first here. Alright, I have also a review of my watercolor pen set. If you would like to check on that, you can check my video about on my unboxing and swatching of my watercolor, so you can check on that. So we will be doing some elements. Okay, we will be doing pines, pine leaves, mistletoe, some berries, holly leaves, and I think that's it. That's what we are going to do. We might insert some leaves. Okay, so I wet my brush. As of now, I'll be using the size 4. I will be getting sap green. If colors in your palette, it's fine. You can mix yellow and green. Add a little yellow on your green, and then what you can do is to add a little violet into it to make it dark. Okay, I have a sap green, but it's too bright for me, so I will be getting just a tiny bit of violet, and I will add it here. Okay, to mute the loudness of the color of the sap green. You could use any pointy round brush that you have. It's fine. And also I will be preparing some dark greens as well. I will be getting different greens. If you have a limited palette, it's fine. You could also use one shade of green, but you can add more water. For less water, you can add a little violet or a tiny bit of black or indigo to make darker values into it. Okay, sorry. I look into that and it seems like you're not seeing it. Okay, so I will be just getting another green here. We will be starting with the pines, and it is good to look at the pine with different colors into it. Also, I will be preparing some red, but I will be using permanent rose, and this will be using for the berries. Okay, so I have my waters. I will be starting with the green with the pines, but for that I have already leftover browns in my palette, so I will be using that. And since this is round, what are we going to do is that we will be painting around it. Okay, so let's start with a thin line there. Okay, so that would be like the stem of the leaves. Then let me use the middle tone of the green that we have. So we'll be just painting like very light. Okay, it's just going upwards in different directions. Okay, going there, going that way, okay, that way. Okay, there. Then let me use another shade of green. I'll use the sap green that is lighter. Okay. Alright, there. If you would be adding a same color, I suggest that you let your painting dry first, or the first layer to dry, so that you can put this same color and it won't bleed with each other. So I have here a darker green. There you go. Alright. You could actually do the pine leaves like in 2 layers or 3 layers. That will be fine. Okay, so there we have our pine leaves. Next that we will be doing is a mistletoe. So I will be getting sap green. So I will just move it a little, and then let's make some oval leaf and another one. It's okay if you get inside the circle a little and out of the circle, that's fine. Okay, do not be strict with yourself, not going out or in of the circle. That is fine. Okay, so we have it, let it dry. Next we will be have some berries. So I will be using the red that I prepared earlier. This one, this is a permanent rose color. So let me add some circles here. Alright, and we can add here also. We will also put some berries on the mistletoe later in white, because the berries of the mistletoes are white. Okay, and let me just move these a bit. Okay, alright, there you go. Sorry about that. Okay, let's add one more berry. Maybe I could put it here. Then we could put it all together. Right, we can make a stem. Alright, if you are going to make the berries touching, okay, together, make sure that you let it dry first. Okay, so I think that would be enough. Next, I will be doing the holly leaves. Okay, so for the holly leaves, I will be using the dark green that we prepared. Okay, so turning the paper a little, and what we are going to do is make a pointy leaf first. Okay, there, and then we could like put a letter C there, and another one, and there, and then fill it in with color, and another to the left, letter C. Okay, There you go. Okay, now let's add some, what will be adding? Okay, let's add like a regular leaf. Okay, so we'll be using the middle tone of the green. This is a very like a loud color or cool green color. Okay, there. You could add one more. Okay, so what I did is that to make the leaf shape, you need to press it down a little and drag your brush or the belly of your brush and then lift it. Okay, let me do it again to show you. Okay, so let me do a stem first and then press down, put pressure and drag your brush and then lift your brush. Okay, there. So we have the shape of the leaf now. Okay, so we'll be doing it around and I will make the leaves, the pine leaf again. So let me just grab a bit of the brown that I have in my palette and let's add one more. Okay, oops, there's water there. And let me paint the pine leaves again. Okay, so I will be using the sap green now. Okay, again into different directions, go from the middle going out. All right, in different directions. Okay, there you go. All right, now let's add another shade of green. Okay, like a darker one. Okay. Okay. There you go. And next. All right, there. Alright, let me add another shade of green, like a middle tone of the green. Okay. I like this Mungyo because it has a lot of greens and I like painting flowers and leaves, those plants that I kill the real thing. Alright. I do not have a green thumb and so I kill the real ones. Okay, I don't know why, but yeah, hopefully that I could grow some because I couldn't. Alright, there. Now we'll be painting mistletoe, so we'll be using the same. I did not clean my brush. I will be using the same shade of green. So let's make an oval shape. And another one. There you go. So let's make it dry. Let's do it again. Let's do it these again and let's do some berries. Okay, so let me get some permanent rose again. All right. It's okay, and so we could let it dry. We could put some of the berries over it. Okay, there. And another one. There you go. Another one here. Okay, so we have like 3 berries there now. Okay, let's clean our brush. And let me get a dark green color. Let me get my dark green so we could paint our hollies. Okay, so we will be doing this holly, but this time let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's make that shape of the leaf. Okay, then let's paint letter C, and then another C going out, and another one, and fill it in with the color. Okay, if you put your hand on your painting, make sure that it's dry. Okay, so most of the time I paint left to right because I'm right-handed. Okay, letter C going to the left, another one, and another one. Okay, there you go, and fill in with your color. There you go. Okay, so we have that. We're almost done with the wreath, but we are not finished with this. We are going to make another layer so that we can make the we can make it like real full wreath. Okay, so we will be going back here with a regular shape of leaves, like the pointy ones. Okay, again, so what we're going to do is that use the bell of your brush first, drag a little, and then press your brush, use the belly of your brush, and then lift it slowly. Alright, so we can make that pointy leaf shape. Okay, let's add more paint to our brush, and let's do it again. Okay, there you go. If you have your materials with you and watching this, hope that you could follow along and paint with me. Alright, that's it. Now let's go back to the pine. Okay, and let me grab some brown. Okay, there. Okay, so let me use another green here, like a dark green first. Okay, let me get some more paint, and let's do some needles. Okay, there you go. When you get a real pine leaves closely, those needles are not actually going in the same direction. Okay. There. So these are organic shapes, or because we're painting nature, so it's fine if you do not paint it imperfectly. Imperfect is perfect for these, because these are organic shapes and we do not have to use like perfectly shapes. Alright, so that will be fine, except of course for the wreath, because that is our pattern. Okay, now we will be painting some berries. Again, I'll put it here. Okay, remember this is only our first layer. Alright, now let me paint some hollies again. If you weren't able to follow along with the first two hollies that I painted, okay, follow me along here. Alright, so use the tip of your brush first, drag a little, press hard, okay, and lift your brush. Okay, there you go. So we have that shape of the leaf. Then letter C going out, and another one, and another. Okay, that's our holly. Now going to the left, letter C again, another one, and another. Alright. When I was learning to paint and I tried to paint hollies before, it was also difficult. But when you keep on practicing and get some techniques on how to do it, and easy ways to paint it, well, you can do it right there. Okay, so we have our wreath completed, but what we are not yet done, because we are going to add more. So I have my dark green with me, and I will be adding more here. Okay, I will be adding like okay, there. Okay, so I will be doing speed painting a little bit, and hopefully that you can follow me along with this. All right, and I will get back. I have my dark green with me, and I put a little indigo to make it more darker. Okay, so almost done with this. So I will be just using the white gel pen so that we could add details. Like in the berries, we could add like little dots or line like that, so to make it like a highlight. Like if the berries are the white, and you could see that some white there, it's not, or lighter of the berry, so we could do that using the white gel pen. Okay, there you go. Also in the mistletoe has berries as well, but the berries of the mistletoes are white, so let's add some white berries on the mistletoe like that. Okay, where are my mistletoes? Okay, there. Another one. Okay, let me add also here. I use white gel pen because it will look visible more than when you use watercolor, because if you use white watercolor, it won't turn to white. It will dry up. When it dried up, it will turn gray or a different color, and it looks odd, so it won't stay white. If you have white gouache, you could use that as well. And now let me add some like veins on some of the leaves like that. Okay, there you go. Alright, I think I won't add here, but I can add here also. Then just little lines. Okay, now we're almost done. The last thing that we need to do for this wreath would be we can get like indigo, and then a very thick indigo. I won't mix it into my watercolor palette anymore, but I'll just have it in my brush and put a little dot to our white berries. Okay. And another to here, and just let it dry. Okay, we're done with our first watercolor wreath. Next thing that we will be doing is the border wreath. Okay, so for our border wreath like this, okay, so if you see that I have here bordered, okay, how we could make it, we will be using the same paper, but I will be using the other side. Okay, so to make the border like this, we will be using a masking tape. Okay, so for using the masking tape, we can also use a cloth, alright, to make the borders and to put these masking tape. That's what I did here also. You can do this also on the clothes that you are currently wearing, alright. Okay, so I will show you how, so that when you take it off, it won't ruin your paper. That's what actually happens if you are using a masking tape, that it ruins the paper when you take it off. So let me just trying to measure how big would be our border. Okay, so that we get right. I have here some cloth. You could do this on the clothes that you're currently wearing, like on your shirt or your pants. I do that sometimes. Okay, so doing this several times, like 3 times or 4 times. Okay, there. So it will remove most of the stickiness. Okay, and then we will be putting it here. So we will be painting around it. Okay, there. And another one. Okay, oops, it's too short. Okay, let me get another one. Okay, let's get another one here. If you have a painter's tape, that is also good, but if you do not have painter's tape, you can get masking tape into the nearest bookstore. Okay, and use this, because most of the art stores are actually far from me, so it's either that I will be going there, and sometimes I really go to the art stores because it's far from me, really far from me. So when I get to visit, that is the time that I can get the supplies that I need, mostly. Okay, there. Okay, I think I will need another one. Okay, so let's do this again. It got stuck a little. Okay, there. And another one. Okay, so when you remove it, it will give you the good paper. It won't ruin your paper. Okay. Right. There you go. Unless if you have a painter's tape, and that would be good. For the painter's tape, that's fine. You can use it directly. You don't have to do this. Okay, I will just need to add the borders on the sides. Okay, so when I'm painting, if I am painting, I mostly actually do this on my pajamas that I'm wearing. Okay, so there. So I have my guide where to paint, and there. Also, we will be doing like the gold border that we have here. So like this. If you haven't seen my previous video, I will be doing it again here. But if You can also check my other video for like making a card and how to make a card. I did that as well, but I will do it also here. So let me add another one. This is the, let me add another one. Okay. There. It has an excess, so I will just fold it. Okay, so now we are ready to paint. Okay, so I will be just doing a speed painting, but we will be doing just the same that I did earlier with this. I will be still using the round 4 Kolinsky sable brush. Alright, by the way, I forgot one leaf. Okay, one leaf earlier, that is cedar leaf, but we will be doing that later. Alright, I forgot one leaf earlier, the cedar, so I will be doing it here. Just put a straight line, then let's do some branches. Okay, and then we can step our brush like that from the stem going out. You could use sap green here. You could use darker green, whatever green that you like. You could also add. You could also add different colors. Like you could use different colors of the greens for the cedar, and that will also fine because it will look like more interesting if you do that. And I will do that later on. Okay, just finishing this one. Okay, there. That is one leaf that I forgot earlier. Okay, I just remember it right now. Okay, but it's fine if we did not add it in our painting earlier. Okay, they're just using the very tip of my brush on that. I will be doing it here. And here also, just random dots. Okay, and be using just a middle tone of the green and some of it here. If your brush has too much water, you could dab your brush into the tissue like that, so that it won't be watery. In that way you can add more pigmented paint on your painting. Alright, so I have it now, and I will be just doing speed painting. So you can watch me. I will just fill it along on the first layer. happy holidays on this, or maybe I could write Merry Christmas again. But before we do some writing, what I'm going to do is that I will put a gold border. Okay, look at that. Okay, so I will be doing some border. I won't be using any ruler or something like that, but what I'm going to do is that I will just use gold from my watercolor palette and be just using my hand to make a straight line. Okay, so I'm starting here. I lift my arm and my wrist from the table and then just going to move my hand. Okay, so start here. Okay, and another one. It's up to you if you want to touch the bottom of your leaves. It's fine if it's not. Okay, there you go. And last one. Okay, there. Alright, so the next thing that I will be doing, since I did not touch anything here, I can add some berries here to add to our paint, to our painting, and also add a little volume to it. Okay. By the way, instead of Kermit Rose, I used Crimson Lake for this. Or if you use the same color of red in your palette, what you can do is to add a little violet into it, or add a little black with less water and more paint, so that you can make darker value. Alright, what else? I think I will add it here, darker there. Okay, there you go. I think I need to add more leaves here. Right, we're almost done. Some leaves, okay, there, just to fill that white area there. For some, I also used olive green in some part, so that we could add a little more color into our painting and look more interesting. I think I will add more here, just a leaf like that, and cover those white spaces. Okay, you can do that. Alright, anything else? I think that's pretty about it. Okay, let me just use some dark green here. Alright, that actually should be done earlier, but it's fine. Okay, so now we can add more details into it. I will be using the white gel pen, the Uniball. You can make sure that when you are going to add veins or details, your painting is dry. You can also add white berries on our mistletoe. Alright, there you go. There we have mistletoe, so just adding white into it, and veins there, using some areas. It's also for dark leaves, it's good to add the white. Okay, I'll do it here. What I do is that I put another layers to make it full, because it won't look full and like missing some flowers or leaves that you can actually insert. So there, put the whites there, and some veins. Okay, mistletoe. All right, white berries. Okay, anything else? Am I missing any more mistletoe? Okay, not anymore. So what I'm going to do is to get my brush again, and I'll get indigo just a tiny bit, and I will put a dot to our dry white berries, so it will pop up more. Okay, one more, last two. Alright, there you go. Now what I am going to do is to add more details on the berries. Okay, especially on the top of the berries. Okay, if you were going to dip another layer, make sure that you have the painting dry, or the first layer dry first before adding a new one, or else it will look like a mess. Alright. Alright, I think I'm okay with this. So what I'm going to do is to write Happy Holidays. So we'll be just putting that. Okay. So happy. I will start with the P. With P in the middle. And okay, there. Happy. I started with the middle P so that I can write, and if I need to extend a little, I can do that. And then holidays. So holidays. So that's 8 letters. So let's start with the I, and the D, okay. I am using Bounce Calligraphy here. If you haven't watched my video about Bounce Calligraphy, you could also watch that. Okay, there. Just do a simple H there. Okay. There we go. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. So what I'm going to do is just cut it out and write a short message to my friend who I'm going to give these. Alright, I hope you like my video today, and I'll see you next week for a new video.